Discuss from here fillet. So what is fillet and chamfer? So they are basically when we are required to avoid the sharp corners, then we can use either fillet or go with chamfer. So let's create one rectangle here. As you can see, with the help of two corner points, I have created rectangle. Now in order to avoid this sharp corner, you can just create fillet over here. So we have different types of here methods, like mainly there are two types, circular and elliptical. And in the circular there is one is the untrim and second is trim. Now if you go with the first one, then it will untrim your corner, means it will actually show the extension corner like this. Okay, likewise if you go with the circular trim, then here you will not find this extension line. Okay, like this. Okay, so here that is the difference between these two lines. And now comes the elliptical. What is the difference between circular and elliptical? So in elliptical you can provide two different dimensions. Here you can see that the one dimension is the horizontal and second one is the vertical dimension. So both you can make elliptical, but in case of circular you will only get one dimension which is equally from both the sides. Okay, here you can observe that from the corner, the first point, whatever the distance between the first corner and this point is the same distance between this corner and this point, while in elliptical you can differentiate both these directions. Okay, likewise if you want to increase this dimension you can go, let's make it 1, and here let's make it 1.5. So in this type your elliptical arc will be generated. Okay, so this is the fillet. Likewise here we have elliptical trim. Now what trim will do? It will trim this extension line, means only simply it will just erase the corner. Okay, and the extension line will not be visible here. Now comes chamfer. So it's somewhat, the application is similar. In order to avoid the sharp corners you can use go for the chamfer, but here we have in chamfer a slant slope is there, and there are two types of chamfers here. The first one is the regular chamfer and the second one is the trim one. Now as we have seen in the fillet itself, it is similar to the chamfer. So let's make here chamfer. So in order to make the chamfer here, you just need to select the first line and the second line, and from here you can provide both this direction vertically and horizontally. So here a symmetrical, uh, we can say chamfer has been created. Now it's up to you. If you want to make it symmetric, then go with the same dimensions both vertically and horizontally, and if you want to add any of the angle you can also add with the help of dimensioning. Okay, now let's suppose I want to add here the dimension. Okay, then I can go with the 160 like this. Okay, so here you can find the angle of 30°. Okay, and let's make it 0.3. Okay, so it's up to you which dimension you want to have and which dimension you want to remove. So this was the chamfer, this one is the untrim, while if you go with the trim one, then here the extension lines will not be shown here. Okay, so here extension line has been erased. So these are the chamfer and fillet, and now let's talk about the text option. So in order to create any of your text, you need to here provide the start point of your line and determine the text height. Okay, so let's say I wanted to text anything from here. Okay, then I will go vertically how much height of letter I want. So I want the letter of height to be till here, then I will click just OK, and here you will find that a text box has been got open, and here whatever the text you will write, it will appear on your screen. So just let's enter the Creo parametric, or you can say just Creo. So by selecting this Creo text, here you can change your fonts. Okay, if whether you want to have the font 3D, a simple font, or Latin font, then you can just change the type of font. And similarly here there is alignment. Okay, so here is the first left alignment is there in horizontal. If you want to make it center, then where your line has been created at the time of giving height, it will align in the center of that line. Likewise, if you want to align right side, this will align right side. Here there is a alignment with respect to vertical. So here there is a bottom, this one is the middle, and last one is the top. Okay, so wherever you want, you can go with the alignment. Now there is one more option here, aspect ratio. Now what is aspect ratio? Aspect ratio is nothing but height to width ratio. Okay, you must have seen in the while watching any of your MX player or anything. Okay, this is the height to width ratio. Okay, like this. And the next one is the slant angle. If you want to incline any of your this text with respect to angle, you can go with this. Here I am giving negative inclination. Likewise, if you want to provide any positive inclination, you can just provide the positive inclination from here. Then comes the spacing. Now this is the spacing between two letters. For example, here the by default even spacing is there of 1 mm. So if you want to make it 1.5, 1.7, then you can go with this spacing. Okay, and then if you want to put along any curve, okay, then you can go along with curve. If you want to put, for that case we will create one circle here. Okay, now just double select this one and place along the curve. Okay, and here you need to select this curve, and you will find here your this one. Let's make it top. Okay, so here you will find the, now let's make it spacing more wider. Okay, so here you will find the circular arrangement with respect to circle. Okay, so this is how you can go if you want to put your text with reference to your curve. So this was the text option, and now let's see the offset one. Now what is the offset curve? Offset curve is nothing but if you want to copy any of your curve or entity at some specific distance without changing its shape, okay, then you can go with the offset curve. For example, simply if you understand this, okay, so here we have a rectangle. If I want to offset this rectangle, just click on offset curve. Here we have type. So there are three types, mainly two types. We can say single. If you want to select any of the single edge, then it will get offsetted only single line. Okay, now it's a direction. Okay, here you need to show the direction. If it is direction, and then you need to enter the value. For example, I want 1 mm inside, so I will just click 1 and press OK. Then here you can see at the distance of 1 mm new line has been created, which is similar to this line. And similarly, if you wanted to create this line this side, okay, then just select the line. Okay, now arrow has been seen in inside. Now if you want to make offset in this reverse direction, you just need to enter the minus sign with distance. Okay, then it will create. Here new line has been created, as you can see. Okay, so here at a distance of 1 mm. Now what if I want to, now the second option is we have loop or chain. If I select chain, so in order to select chain, I need to have one more line like this. Okay, so here we have total 3 lines. Then I will go with the offset command. I will select here chain and select any of the line like this. Now when you are required to select the chain, you can go with the distance 1 mm. Then you can see that both the lines have been offsetted. Now what is the use of loop? When you have closed shape, okay, then you can go with the loop. Let's make it 1.5. Enter. Here you can see by selecting only single line with the help of loop type, you can just create offset your whole rectangle, means the whole 4 lines. So this was the offset command. I hope you understand. Now there is a thicken one. So thicken is quite similar to offset, but there is one difference between them. So here you can see that it creates entities by offsetting an edge or sketch entities on 2 sides. Okay, this was the only single side. Now let's have an example of thicken. So for that I am drawing one more. Okay, let's make it 4, and this length I will make it 8. So we have 8 by 4 rectangle. Now I want to thicken this one. So select thicken, go for loop. Let's select circular if there is an open loop. Select this line, and here you will need to enter the thickness. So I will enter the thickness of 2. Okay, then press OK from here. After that you need to enter offset in the direction of your arrow. Okay, so I have kept 2 as a thickness, and offset distance I kept it 4, or 4 wouldn't be feasible. Let's keep it 1. Okay, offset distance 1. So here you can find that here the thickness is 2 mm and offset distance is the 1 mm. Okay, so this is the offset one and this is the thickness. So here 2 parameters you need to provide in case of thicken. Then comes pellets. So what is pellets? Pellets are nothing but different types of polygons starting from 3 sides. Okay, so in Creo parametric we have shapes like polygons here. So we have triangle, then square, then up till we have 20 sides. Okay, likewise if you want to have predefined profiles like C profile, I profile, L profile, you can just click and drag here, okay, wherever you want. So here you can find your profiles. Likewise if you want any of your shapes like arc, cross, oval, then wave, oblong, rectangle, rounded, then you can just go with the shapes. Likewise if you want some of the stars like this, you can go with Like for example, I want the 6 tip star. I will just select and drag and drop like this. Okay. So from here you can just rotate it the position. Okay. And also you can resize one if you want to have a bigger. You can just, if you increase the scale factor, you will get bigger star like this. Okay, so polygon and all hexagon you can just drag and drop from here with the help of palettes. So let's create one polygons with 5 sides. Okay, pentagon. Let's keep here. Okay, close. Now let's, if you want to drag and drop, you can drag and drop, and if you don't, then just click on OK. Now you can just make it as you want. Like for example, if you want this dimension, you can just have a dimension here. So here we have the side length. Okay, so in order to give the parameter, you can double click your side length if you want to increase this side length, or either you can provide the radius. So it's up to you. Okay, let's undo it and let's make this side 2 mm. So all the sides will get of 2 mm. Okay, because these are the all constraint of equal sign, means this all the sides are equal, and here you can see there is a constraint called coincidence. So in this way you can have your palette from here. Now there is a center line. This is a sketch center line. This is used in order to create any of your reference, or you can say just like that. You can go for with the help, you can take also help of your points in order to create reference point like this. Now you can draw any of your circle just by snapping your this one, or you can just create any of your spline with respect to your. Okay, so this is how these points will be used, and other is the datum coordinate system that we will use in the assembly, because datum coordinate system here in the 2D there is no use of datum coordinate system here. If you want to put anywhere, you can just put it like this. So your now datum is here, as you can see. Okay, so these are the commands. I think 1 2 3 4 5 6, and these are the simple ones. So since 6 commands we have covered here, so I think it's enough for today. We will continue tomorrow from this editing command. If there is any doubt in these 6 commands, you can ask me.